Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Philippines, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Please everyone, you may now take your seats. At this point, to brief us on the situation of the province of Ilocos Norte, after please be seated. At this point, to brief us on the situation of the province of Ilocos Norte after being hit by Super Typhoon Ompong, may we call on Ilocos Norte Governor, Honorable Amy R. Marcos.
Where is the person talking? Where do I go? Where do I go? Here? Ah, okay. Hello. Welcome and good afternoon to His Excellency the President of the Republic, Mayor Duterte. Please, thank you, and the largely Ilocano cabinet, welcome home. Okay, I'd like to start with the presentation of Ompong, September 13 to 15. And the next slide gives some comparative data regarding Yolanda, Lawin, and Ompong. Perhaps we can turn off some of the lights. You will see that Yolanda was at 295. We were at 255 kilometers per hour. Yolanda was 360, we were 310. However, Ompong lasted very, very long. It began on Friday night and did not end until last night. It came back. We were cleaning up 9 o'clock in the morning yesterday. At 12 o'clock, it came back with greater force. So it was really very difficult. I think there are some slides of the damage and the extent of the gustiness. We're very used to wind force, and yet we were quite appalled by what hit us. Zero casualty was achieved with great difficulty. It's nothing short of a miracle po. A lot of prayer, and the total number of evacuees of almost 14,000. We started with preemptive evacuation very early on Wednesday night. So they said I was exaggerated, but as it turned out, it worked. There was forced evacuation. We used the police and the armed forces to virtually arrest some of the fishermen na pasaway as usual sa coastal areas. Class suspension also began Thursday and will probably extend until Tuesday. Other measures that are distinct to Ilocos Norte are perhaps, firstly, we imposed a total liquor ban from September 13 onwards, and it's still in place until today. I'm negotiating with our farmers and fishermen. Sabi nila malamig daw, kailangan daw mag-inom na. We also imposed an animal shelter, animal evacuation. So we provided water and feeds. I do not know if it's particular to Ilocos Norte, sir, but the Ilocanos refused to move without their most valuable property, livestock. So as a result, we have to move the animals and cattle rustle first before they budge. Health. We also imposed a Lola Watch. It's been in place in Ilocos Norte for a while. Secretary Briones, our priorities in every case are the senior citizens, and they were the first to be evacuated very early on with the PWDs, the pregnant women, the sick, and the babies. We have 4 new babies po, born in the evacuation center as a result, and I'm only hoping they will not be named Ompong or Omponga. We also had volunteers, private doctors in 4 roving teams who split up and serviced the group. The infrastructure damage is to date unassessed. Mr. President, you're much too early. We're really not able to give you a complete assessment. But it's very clear-cut po. The partial damage of District 1 and District 2 is quite large, particularly in District 2, and the requests are pending. May I urge that Public Works restore the 2nd District allocation, which was removed in the budget last year. It's very clear-cut that the huge amount, 92% of the damage occurred in the 2nd District based on unfinished projects that were not continued. Maybe also request, Mr. President, since there aren't any roofs, wala yatang bubong na buo na nanatili sa probinsya, ng special home fund po, galing sa Office of the President o di kaya sa NHA. At gusto ng Ilocano, home for work, puros trabaho po. So ang request po namin, home for work jobs for victims to rebuild their own homes, whether it's self-housing or whatever. Food for work, kasi hindi po kami sanay na pumila para sa relief, para mag-clean up ng mga roads, yards at iba pa. Ang nakakalugmok, nakaka-low moral po, yung aming damage in agriculture is 1.9 billion and mounting. Dadala sana ako ng bouquet, eto po yung itsura ng palay. Albino rice, namuti lahat ng palay namin, wasak lahat, dapa-dapa. Within a week, perhaps it will be black rice. Right now, it's white. Ito yung agri-damage. Ang request namin is for quick wins, quick turnaround. I saw former USEC Berna here, she will understand. Once again, it's seed for work, for irrigated and non-irrigated. For the irrigated, we're urging that we please have the early maturing varieties of Avanta and others. Livestock, Secretary Piñol is here. If we could have the free-range chickens, ducks, piglets, and sheep. Yung kalding po na gusto ninyo, maselang masyado sa tubig, baka ayaw sa bagyo. Fisheries, equipment, fingerlings, and also, sir, if you could strengthen our enforcement against foreign poachers. May 50 siguro na mga barko na nakikita namin sa pang-araw-araw dito. Mga Vietnamese at Chinese poachers, wala pong tigil. Yung Navy natin, walang kakayahan. Forestry, sa DENR, nakikisuyo kami sa aming kailyan sa kababayan namin for DENR seedlings for mountainsides and watersheds that apparently are washed away. Tourism infrastructure po, hindi ko na sinali yung education infrastructure kasi napakarami. Saka na lang to be continued. Ang tourism infrastructure, nandito si Secretary. Andito yung tourism infrastructure, damage in tourism. Pison-pison na yung resorts sa Pagudpud, despite the fact that we tried to empty most of them. So all of them were more or less destroyed. The business and the private sector have their own set of requests as well. Much of them nasira din at humihingi po. If possible, soft loans po from LBP and DBP. That includes the farmers. Secretary Piñol opened the window. However, the requirements, the qualifications are so stringent still. Sana may soft loan lang po, LBP and DBP. BIR is also being enjoined to consider as tax exemptions, deductions sa aming mga business which will necessarily have a hard time reopening. We need to go back to work po as quickly as possible. At kung maari yung gasoline for work po, we are at the end of the line for deliveries of gasoline, diesel, and LPG, and we're anticipating a shortage, but COA will not allow us to buy and stockpile. Makikisuyo po na yung COA pag sabihan naman na iba naman ang calamity fund. We also have our OFWs, who are deeply concerned. As you know, the population of Ilocos, perhaps, I would say, only a third actually live in Ilocos Norte. The rest are overseas. So 61% of Ilocano families are receiving dollar remittances, which probably accounts for the high family income. So libreng tawag was very important for us and continues to be important with the free charging stations. Globe is the only one up, Smart is down, landlines are down, and we have no electricity as yet. However, volunteers, donations, and Ilocano Social Capital, yung padala po, pauwit, from all over the world, which is probably the largest bank in the world, is forthcoming. There remain, however, last but not least, continuing threats. Despite the assurance of Pag-asa that storm surge is gone and far away, my experience personally in Tacloban shows that, in fact, the sea receding this way will possibly end up in a storm surge. Ganyan po kasi sa Tacloban, 2 weeks after the fact, biglang bumalik yung dagat at linamon yung mga pulis at kung sino-sino pang kasama ni Mayor Alfred na pinsan ko. So, nag-aalala po kami kasi yung dagat umaatras, nagre-recede. Pag lumampas ng Hong Kong, lumampas ng China, saka namin hihintuin yung Baywatch. But in the meantime, we're still on the watch out. Andito rin si Secretary Duque, who derives from Poway somehow. And we're concerned about infectious disease, age-related conditions. We are very low on medicine, not merely because COA meddles with pre-audit, but more importantly because we are still recovering from habagat. Until last week po, we were still distributing relief in Ilocos Norte due to habagat. And suddenly, here comes another one. The other big threat would be gawat, and the Secretary of DSWD is here. Gawat is the Ilocano term for hunger in the lean months. And we are concerned that the lean months will be very, very long and persistent. That's all po.
Thank you, Governor Marcos. May we now seek the guidance of the President?
Well, as in Cagayan, same problem, crops and infrastructure damage, and the concerns of health and itong sa education. As we have discussed, doon sa kabila, usually part of the education bears the problem of situations like this. Kasi ang nilipatan ng mga tao yung eskwelahan. So how long it would take you to return to normalcy is something which only you can answer. You have the wherewithals here.
We've restored, we've sent home most of our evacuees, and we just warned them that they may be recalled if a storm surge is imminent. So the schools will be clean shortly. Kaya lang marami ring sira po.
Hindi ko naman, I'm not trying to reduce it to the barest minimum. Pero ang nakita ko, except for the roofs that few, the ripped during the strong winds, wala masyadong damage ang lahat. Infra is still there. And the only problem that would that would require the fullest attention of government is agriculture. Dahil marami doon, from fish and all, and the farm animals nandoon, it encompasses the jurisdiction of Secretary Piño's area. So yung DPWH, palagay ko wala namang, there's no bridge that collapsed or nag-disconnect?
Marami pong scarred. Maraming scarred na bridge at saka marami pong kailangan tapusin. Yung Pinili Bridge, dahil kinancel nga yung budget last year, hindi pa natatapos, so kalahati lang siya. And it's on the National North Road.
May I ask why?
Sir, if you recall, Congress gave zero budget to the 2nd District of Ilocos Norte, and most of the damages as a result are in that district. 500+ million were destroyed because they were not finished or discontinued or were allowed to deteriorate.
Well, maybe see to it that it will be restored immediately. Kung kailan, ASAP, hanggang if it fits the schedule of Congress.
Kasama po kami doon sa mga opposition na tinanggalan ng budget.
Yeah, naintindihan na kita na sinabi mo.
You know na.
So, we will try to return that immediately. Ang nakita kong damage lang dito, the greatest damage was done sa agriculture.
Yes po.
Pati yung DPWH ko, kunti lang.
So far, yung palang, kasi hindi pa ho kami nakaka-inspect eh. Hanggang late last night, di ko pa pinapalabas yung aming engineers at first responders kung hindi rescue.
I have here a summary. In pesos, Region 1 is about 3.83 billion. And 9.7 rather. Pagdating ang Region 2, kasali, meron kang additional 6.4. Ang CAR, bukas pa natin malaman, I'm flying there tomorrow. Worst case scenario, it's 11 billion. It does not include the CAR, wala pa. The number of Department of Agriculture rice mills, galingan, and you have about 140. Where at? Pinakamarami. So, ang na-discuss namin ay may ganito. Usually, the schools are the sanctuary of typhoon victims or evacuations. So, I said it places a heavy burden on education because it cuts the period of time sa school days. Ang may plano kami na, I don't know how much, but I'd ask maybe Pernia can give us a rough estimate in the next few days kung magkano yung ginawa ng ayaw kong ano kasi sa probinsya ko, but that was privately funded. Pero kung mayroong ganon, but I always insist on separation between sa evacuation, iba yung lalaki, iba yung babae. Even if they are pati yung mga
Yung Lola Watch po nakatulong ng malaki. Kasi binubukod sila. Lagi silang nahuhuli sa pagkain at pilahan rin sa gamot. So inuna na namin, hiniwalay na namin.
dapat separate sila.
Yeah.
Food for the young children and the old people are
And
really
nabuntis po.
those who have may konting diferensya, not necessarily disability, unahin talaga yan sila. Yung mga lalaki na Ilocanong able-bodied, once a week lang feeding, okay na. Malalakas eh.
Lahing sundalo po.
Karamihan naman sundalo, Ilocano eh. So, wala man ako nakitang, except for
The homes po.
ang DTI, yung sa prices ng...
Yung sa Mr. President.
Sige, go ahead.
Napansin nun namin, hindi nabanggit ni Governor yung report on pricing. Ang tingin nun namin, siguro wala silang nakitang problema. But this morning, our people kumalat na dito to monitor the prices. And we are pleased to report na they are still within also SRP. Ang ating hindi gumagalaw naman.
With all due respect po, hindi
Hindi, tell us kung
Marami
saan.
na
Kasi
kaming hinuhuli eh.
yung
Kaya
report-
nga, hinihingi namin price ceiling na lang, wag ng SRP, nagiging katatawanan na lang po eh.
hindi, sa amin ho kasi, Governor, yung SRP is
Are
parang...
there sanctions ba in violation
Yes.
for violating
Oo,
SRP?
sa amin yung price
Hindi pa namin
ceiling,
nararamdaman.
yung SRP is observed like a price ceiling because every time, I'm talking of I'm not talking of agriculture. I'm talking of yung mga basic necessity. Canned goods, sardinas, instant noodles, at lahat ng grocery products. Kasi anytime na umaakyat sila higher than SRP, sinisita sila at binabalik nila yung presyo.
Yung basic pinakbet po, yung basic
pero yung
pinakbet
gulay-
vegetable, umabot ng
yung gulay
sa
ho, wala
80
tayong-
at 100 pesos.
Yung
Masyado
gulay
mabigat
talaga-
yun. Hindi kami makakain ng pinakbet, mamatay po kami.
Yung gulay ho talaga, it's really yung pagka-umulan na, ang daming wastage, tumataas talaga. Hindi natin makokontrol. Even naglagay ng SRP.
What about your plan to import from?
Vegetables ma'am from Bukidnon. We have already the source. Nag-usap lang kami ni Sec Del, sir. We can do it Tuesday or Wednesday.
Kung
Talong at kamatis. Hindi na kami makakain.
Ilocano?
Hindi kami sanay eh.
Carrots is only 30.
pag nawala yung pinakbet.
Repolyo, 10, 12 pesos.
Pati fish po, we are okay with gulay because we export 90% of the gulay here, 70% of the rice. Ang problema po namin fish kasi we are 50-50 import
4
and
million, sir, ang naka-ready.
meat.
Zamboanga for fish. We can airlift anytime, ma'am.
Fish and meat lang po. At good prices po.
Yes, ma'am. Farm gate.
Ilocano prices po.
Sir, subsidized ng
Baba
DND
yun.
yung fuel.
At saka-
Subsidized, sir, ng DND fuel.
Hindi, ganito man. Okay yan. He's also complaining about poaching
Yeah,
sa ating
grabe po.
internal water. So, I would suggest kay Delphin to deploy some of the Coast Guard dito banda. Papalit-palit na lang and to apprehend them. Hulihin.
Yeah, sobrang kawawa na ng fisher folk. Yeah.
We can always arrest, but we follow a lenient procedure here because mga kariman ASEAN. But ang Indonesia, pinapasabog talaga nila yung mga barko.
Totoo. So, and then $10,000 a day
we
to
cannot
fish
do
in
that
Indonesian
because,
waters.
Alam mo, huwag na lang pahirapan, sa uli lang. Basta every time that they violate the law, they will be arrested.
Sitahin lang.
Pinabaunan pa ninyo yung Vietnamese poacher eh.
Fishing boats.
Alala mo, hindi
Can we
tayo
just
pwede.
confiscate their fishing boats? And send that crew home? Para naman
Yeah.
at least expensive din sa kanila yung pag-poaching.
Let's have to do it with caution kasi we need the unity nowadays. Dahan-dahan muna tayo dyan. After we have talked dito sa ASEAN, we probably will know what to do. We can always bring it up during the ASEAN meeting.
Sa Indonesia, sir, pinapasabot yung mga batwa.
That's right.
Pero
Kaya
Gop,
pinapahirapan
yung bigas,
talaga ang ano doon. Kukulong talaga at buwanan. Which we cannot, mahirap eh.
Pero sana ho, at least may makita man lang na boats kasi yung Coast Guard namin wala talagang
The Coast
barko
Guard can always seize the boat and arrest you can initiate. But if there comes another wave of, alam mo na, we have to talk. We're not in position to be really so
Sir,
braso dyan.
our available money now, sir, sa DA, outside of our regular funding, QRF, Quick Reaction Fund, is only 600 million. It might not be enough to provide for all of the needs of the victims.
Yung calamity fund nga,
Yes, sir, yun yung QRF, sir, Quick Reaction Fund.
But-
It's supposed to be 1 billion, pero tinamaan na tayo, sir. So nagamit na namin yung mga 400 million.
so wala, ilan na naiwan.
600 million, sir. That's for 2018.
Saan yung home?
Hanap tayo pera. Pero kung konti lang naman dito, I don't think that you'll really be able to spend all of that money.
Sir,
Dito lang sa, itong dalawa dito, Cagayan, yan lang nakita ko na medyo,
grabe.
dito wala mang masyado.
Yung mais kasi ng Cagayan, sir, hindi na makarecover. 90% will be lost. Yung rice na makarecover pa, because we've talked to NIA, NIA will not stop the water, sir. They will continue. Nagkausap pa ni Rick Bisaya.
Sir, sobrang daming water. It's all flooded, kaya ganito po.
Ma'am, makareplant pa tayo.
Yeah, if we can guarantee the farmers, they were asking me to guarantee that there will be no bagyo until January.
That's part of our life, ma'am.
Sir, perhaps the most urgent would be the special home fund that we are requesting from the President's Office and NHA.
NHA, wala dito ang NHA, but i-remind ko si Escalada, the head of the manager will fly here.
If you can come here na lang, and then if it can be given na lang to the LGUs, the mayors are all here present on the right po, and they should
Whatever
be
is
able to help.
convenient and faster.
Kasi iba-iba ho ang sitwasyon eh. Yung iba maglalatag lang ng GI sheet, yung iba talaga kailangan ng rebuilding along the coastal, mag-rebuild back better po. Kasi it's too
Wala man
windy.
kayang ano sabi ng COA?
15,000 pesos po ang pwedeng cash. Ayan, si Mayor Gladys ng Curimaw. 15,000 pesos ang pwedeng i-cash advance and only for food. Kahit calamity. Kaya ho nag-aaway kami.
Yung
Pati yung gasolina.
roofing, wala.
Roofing, wala. Lahat hindi pwedeng i-cash advance, and this occurred over the weekend, which made things even more difficult, sir.
Sino ang taga-COA dito? Ihulog mo na sa hagdanan para hindi maka-report.
Yes.
Maniwala kanyang kuha na yan.
Yes.
You know, just do it by circular, then you expect everybody to obey. Mga circular office, yung pakialam ko, inyo yan. There is, I said, a need to, but it's a long story.
Correct.
Dapat amendment sana sa Constitution, but nobody, I think, there is no unanimity in the proposal that there is really a need to change some provision. One is COA. The other one is they have to do away with that lowest bid. That is how, well, yung buhay ng mga corrupt gumagana dyan.
Malaki
That
ang
tayo
kita sa
alam natin
variation,
what the lowest bid means. It means corruption, less quality, o wala talaga. This has always been the case and nobody really cares to, because maybe everybody's making money. Now, I can control it dito sa taas by the procurement and everything. But sa lower level, I would leave it to, mine is only supervision. So I cannot supplant your decision, what you intend to do here. O dito sa taas sa executive department, I can. So yung COA na yan, some guys in the government went to jail based on a circular. Right. And other guys went scot-free because of the same circular. Ganon kakakaid ang depende na lang kung saan nila where the swing the legal arguments there. Pero definitely yung lowest bid na yan has contributed a lot of money now in the hands of people who are corrupt.
Palakpak kayo.
Ho dito sa lowest bid. Actually, binanggit nyo ho kasi yan noon nung isang cabinet meeting and your direction. So we shared your guidelines dun sa, meron tayong tinatawag na procurement office. I think under DBM yon. When we mentioned what you like to happen, sinasabi po nila lowest bid, pero it's what they call lowest responsible bid. In other words, meron muna silang sinasabing ito ang specs at based on this specification, sino ang mga maglo-lowest bid dito. So para because we shared your concern na kailangan may quality yung bibilin. Ang kulang na lang i-specify yung brand. Di ba, kinwento nyo yung sa Davao, like buying sasakyan, may brand kayong sinasabi.
Naniwala kasi ng kuha.
O, yung may brand na specific para tapos doon magka-canvas based on that. So sinabi ho nila na hindi nga lang na-specify yung brand but the specification nung requirement nyo, parang responsible bid ang tawag nila. But that is something we can continue to fine-tune dun sa grupo na yon.
Ang mahirap kasi niyan, Sec, is sabay ito. Ang problema kasi nito, ganito, yung kasing gumagawa ng specification, yung mga tao dyan sa opisina, and hardly ever na hindi mo mahabol sa lahat Kaya sinabi ko doon sa hindi ko mahabol lahat ang korupsyon sa gobyerno. You have to change the system. I think that yung lowest bid, there has to be another way of doing it. Kagaya ng Swiss challenge, but Swiss challenge takes time. Tapos ganun pa, kaya mo to. So, but if we can shorten the time, yung lowest bid na yan should be out of the picture. It has not contributed to our national development. It has not contributed anything to the lessening or stopping of corruption. Rather, it is being perpetuated to this day, this moment, to just rob government of money. Yun ang ayaw ko dyan sa... Kaya yung circular, sila rin ang gumagawa. Hindi mo malaman, circular nila, pakialam kung putang inang circular mo. Kaya nga, circular lang yan make it a law or a regulation, but don't give me that shit of a circular. Mahirap yan. Yung ano nila, yung specification, baski na ano, kaya nga I was, but I do not want to repeat it. Bagay, nung panahon ng tatay niya, first set of cabinet was ang tatay ko. Because nagmarkos ang tatay ko noon. There were two of them, si Ibarle lang pati tatay ko. But he won, and the President Marcos took in my father. Ang bright yun sabi niya na tatay ko, mag-canvas ka lang, everything. To take time, but you have to gather some people. Mag-canvas ka lang kung magkano. Tractor. Huwag mo na isali yung mga inferior. Huwag mo na isali yan sa jeep, yung Mahindra, yung
Mahina.
Mahindra. So, it was limited to quality product. Kagaya ng sa police. Nobody can debate with me na maganda sa police, si Soso, Toyota, not even, wag mong sabihin sa mga Nissan na, yung mga Nissan nga, wala yan. It's either Toyota lang o...
True.
Experience ko So, lahat ng police doon, Suso pati Toyota. Kaya kung mag-isali mo sa canvas yung mga yan, ay sabihin ko, wala yan. Pagkatapos ng 2-3 buwan, pag nag-breakdown, wala na yung supply chain nila sa spare parts. Ako, sabi ko,
Bawal yun. Sinisita kami yun. Puro AOM kami bigla dahil do not indicate the brand.
Sort of indicating the brand, indicating the specs, the quality that you need.
But the President is right. Some brands simply don't cut it.
Hindi ko. Sabi ko, basta limitado kayo dyan, bahala na kayo mag-isip. Kaya kung hindi ko ganun yan, wala rin. If nobody would decide on how to do things, and there's they would say that there's a loophole there, or that you're favoring, sabihin ko, wala man ako.
But I think your requirement for, Mr. President, your requirement for having a minimum quality acceptable is, ayun ang dapat talaga.
That the pickup will last for 12 years.
Yan. Guarantee.
Tapos tayo dyan. Yung Mahindra kay 6 months lang, naloko na.
Wala pang service.
Spare parts. That's the problem. It's always the spare parts. Pag wala, you have to wait. Just like, sabi ko nga, you buy only what is available in the Philippines. Kaya mga Toyota, if I have to name, meron dyan silang spare parts. Guaranteed. There's a steady of supply of spare parts. Mag-order ka ng kagaya ninyong isang cabinet member na tangina, sinipa ko. Kasi magbili ka ng bumbero doon sa Austria.
Tas walang spark. Walang maintenance.
Ang
Mahal pa.
ang apoy doon sa Austria, hindi man namatay ng tubig.
High class.
And then you buy a fire truck. So, when it bugs down, then you need to repair. You don't have the spare parts.
Housing
So what's the fucking...
and the agri.
Yeah.
And housing.
I don't know, but somehow government must find a way to get rid of... Yeah. And ako naman, kung magbili lang ng Toyota pati hindi, wag na lang public. Word of mouth na lang, na wag na kayo magbili ng bili kayo yung Toyota or Isuzu. Pinaka-durable talaga sa lahat. Hindi na kailangan. Magbili ka ng iwa, magdududa na ako sa iyo.
DSWD and Dole.
Ang
Cash for work, Mr. President. Shop Bongo is asking.
Saan naman si Belio?
I think both DSWD and Dole have cash for work programs, DOLE, for
Sige,
the home
sige.
rebuilding,
Bebot,
sir,
sige,
and
mas-
also for the agriculture po. If we can give them some cash immediately because it's really problematic.
Meron po tayong sure loan program. We are releasing now po pang
Sir, is that the land bank?
Oh, hindi ma'am, hindi dumadaan.
The land
Sa
bank
atin
is
lang po ito.
so onerous po.
Oh, yes.
The requirements for the co-op and the personal loans are so difficult.
How
Yeah,
about
yeah.
DBP?
Mas worse po.
Actually, sir, we have our
Kaysa
own
land bank.
rural credit program
Sorry.
sa DA, sir. And we are
Bakit ang
releasing-
DBP? Grabe.
Mas matindi pa rin. If you look at the loan portfolios po of LBP and DBP, it's Ayala and SM po, not the farmers.
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, let us decide once and for all. Ngayon ba, ito may bagyo ngayon. So we are gathered here because of a problem, a crisis. Let us decide once and for all. Yung land bank, kaya pangalan yan land bank because it is really a financing institution for agricultural endeavors, enterprises. Ano ba itong sitwasyon na ito?
It has become a unibank, Mr. President.
Malaki na sila ngayon.
Actually, sir, I sit in the board, pero bihira ako mag-attend.
Hindi, ganito na lang. Tawagin ko na lang sino yung iyawa na yan?
Alex Benaventura.
Si Alex, taga Davao yan eh. Pati yung isa, yung father-in-law ko.
Chairman.
Chairman, si...
Sorry. Hindi ko alam eh.
Oh, di ba, I forgive you, I'm the son-in-law. I will
Ex-future po,
call them
ex-future.
and they have to reprogram, reconfigure their banking system.
Sorry.
Well, muna ka, kasi yung land bank malaki na masyado. Mayaman na, and yet, several times, been urging them to go back to the farmers. So yung mobile na bangko, doon sila magpahiram. Until now, it has not been done. 3 years hence, magtatapos na ako sa third year ko. Pero palagay ko naman kung makausap ko ito si Buenaventura pati si Romulo.
Chairman naman si
Ay.
Secretary Romulo, sir. Yung presidente dapat sa NBP ang kausapin.
I just came out of a farmers meeting po before you arrived and mismo yun ang rinereklamo, yung land bank po.
Ma'am.
Kasi gusto nila na mag-produce ng FDA ata. Samantalang yung small processor really applied for the loan to upgrade precisely their manufacturing practices. And then they're asking for a license from the FDA and all the others. It's a little bit ridiculous po. Hindi kaya ng tao.
Sandali ha, I will tignan ko kung may ako, if I have time this week to meet the tatay ko pati si
Madam Governor.
Sorry, pandagdag problema ko
Madam Governor.
Yes po.
Papuntahin ko po dito sa Martes yung ACPC. Meron tayong financial assistance sa mga farmers
you.
affected. Sa PCICS,
Oh,
Philippine
good.
Crop Insurance.
What's it called?
Immediate,
Crop insurance.
it's called the SURE program, Survival and Recovery Program. 25,000 na utang, sir. No collateral, no interest, 3 years to pay.
ikaw DTI pati si Belio yung may pera pang
Yes, sir.
talaga. Wednesday,
Happening to my...
pwede mo tawagan si Papa?
Sabihan ko ngayon.
Si Dad.
Wednesday ng hapon. Anong oras? 2 o'clock na?
2 p.m. Okay.
Can we join, sir? Para makakuha namin yung concerns ng agri.
Thank you, sir. Kasi yun ang rinereklamo ng mga tao
2
talaga.
p.m. on Wednesday.
Pati DBP po.
Kung na bahala kay
Text ko na.
Papa,
Tinext
ha?
mo.
Daddy. Kay Dad.
Daddy. Opo.
Ano
Sorry,
tawag mo
pandagdag
na
ng
dad?
problema.
Dad.
Bisaya man ako, Papa lang. So,
I just like to add po that in fact, Ilocos Sur, Governor Ryan Singson was trying to make it. Governor Pacoy Ortega was also attempting to come. Kalinga Josel also was trying to come. Kalinga, if you know, sir, is the Cordillera's granary, rice granary, and their crop was entirely wiped out. Apayao, similarly, June Bulot, governor, and Mountain Province, ganun din po si Bonnie Lacwasan. And in Abra, Governor Joy Bernos. We all have the exact same concerns po. Puro sa housing, they're all requesting special home funds and cash for work. And similarly, they've all lost their rice crops.
So we must have to come up with something by the end of the week.
Mr. President, if I may suggest, NFA has a scheduled importation before the end of the year. Why don't we fast track that importation, Mr. President, and allocate that importation for the calamity-stricken areas? Para hindi na natin higupin sila yung allocation ng ibang.
Sabi ko nga sa'yo, you import more.
Yes, sir.
If the ceiling is about 5, you make it 10. Ceiling talaga na aabot sa ceiling. So that you'd have an inventory that is comfortable for all.
Kasi sir, it will take them 3 months bago makarecover, bago makarecover.
Sabi lang nila nga, yung release mo, the first in should be the first out.
Yes, sir.
Para sa spoilage.
Yung EO, Mr. President, important. Although na-approve na ho itong importation ng another 2 million bags and 5 million bags on top of the 4.6 million bags. But the EO po na pipirmahan ninyo to basically allow more importation ng basic commodities.
What makes it easier? We can meet again. But said, I'd like to talk to the banks first.
Sir,
To fulfill its primary
purpose. Sir, may I add lang, siguro we will not have too many problems with the farmers groups, including Butil this time, about tarification and importation kasi wala namang bibilhin locally.
Isa pa yan, tarification. We will implement it.
The EO,
Sabi ko nga,
I think they will agree to import.
Yeah.
libre zona lahat ng i-auction mo lang yung choice, yung authority.
Public auction na lang
sa
quantities. Tsaka limited
Makikita ka
period
pa.
po, pwede, limited period.
Pero the only way to
Next harvest naman may
stop
benta ka.
graft and corruption is to do away with itong restrictions. Once restrictions are placed there, or conditions or requirements are being placed there unreasonably, it ends up in corruption. Sigurado yan. So ang unahin natin dito is yung tarification. If Congress can act on it, nandito sa dito, they can move faster there. Isa yan. What's one of the, I think,
Mr. President, I think
yes, sir.
The Senate has committed to pass the tarification bill
Senator
within the
Villar
month.
po.
Oo,
Discussion.
si Ma'am.
Okay. And then, how's the vegetable situation here, Governor? Because you have a high, in August you had a 22% price inflation for vegetables.
That's right.
Cagayan had 35,
Yeah.
National was 19, and so you're the third highest inflation rates vegetables.
That's correct.
You know, vegetables is one of the 4 critical food items that we have made recommendations to the President for easing in terms of administrative constraints and non-tariff barriers and for importation. Yeah.
That's correct. The only reason we're not the highest inflation rate is because I sell vegetables myself wholesale from farm gate. We have our own local kadiwa to sell vegetables direct from farm gate to marketplace. But you're correct, sir. However, if I may request for vegetables and rice as well, can it be for a limited duration para may benta naman po kami sa susunod na ani? Kasi kung palaging import ng import, patay na naman yung local farmer. Pwede bang limited period tsaka limited quantity po?
Inflation rate sa price for vegetables is Caraga 5.3% lang.
Actually, sir,
So it's really,
yung vegetable kasi, sir, climate
Yep.
affected. Pag bumagyo rito. Kaya, sir, I was in Talakag. I was in Talakag last Friday because they already have 11,000 hectares. All that they need is to bring these vegetables to wherever we would like to bring these. So I released 20 million, sir, to the farmers groups. They will buy their vegetables. We will provide them reefer vans. The first shipment will be today, sir. May shipment na tayo. One container van testing muna. We could ship as much as 6 container vans from Bukidnon.
Intended to...
Yes, sir, for Metro Manila. And
Kasi-
we can airlift to Ilocos, ma'am, if we...
Ilocos muna kasi may ano.
Yes, sir.
I think the situation...
We
is
will work
normal.
on that, sir. DND and DA, sir.
Thank you
Sige.
very
We don't
much.
actually need to import vegetables. We can grow it easily.
Thank you.
Kaya lang sa yung positioning natin dati, hirap eh. But now, meron kaming pamarana ni Secretary Del.
Thank you. Since Secretary Pernia mentioned vegetables, may I bring to the table the problem of mango? We're a prime exporter of mango together with Cagayan, and both of us lost a great number of trees, and we are now struggling with kurikong, the fly, the seed fly that eats and has infected many, many of our trees. We're anticipating, because of the bad weather, similar problems will occur with mango. We would like to request, while we're at it, assistance for mango, please. Because it's really the iconic Filipino fruit, and we're losing it po. They're all sick in the Visayas and Mindanao. It was only Ilocos, Norte, and Cagayan expanding, and now sira na rin.
It is not a seasonal problem.
Actually, sir, we can have mangoes all year round. You
Yeah.
remember, sir, when we were
Actually,
in
sira na yung harvest
we
for
were in South Korea,
October.
sir. Binigyan natin ng mangga si President ng South Korea. Right after that, dumating yung mga Koreano dito, sir. They're buying our mangoes.
There's
And
nothing.
we have, ma'am, the technology already to address seed
The
flies.
kurikong, yes, but we need help po.
Yes, ma'am, we
Because
will.
kailangan bomba ng bomba, hindi kaya ng farmer dito, ang mahal eh.
Hindi na po kailangan ng bomba, ma'am. May,
At saka,
may mga biological controls.
naglalagay na kami diretso sa roots, but we need assistance po, technical as well as the actual formula.
The Korean, sir, would like to buy all of our mangoes.
Yeah, but can you do that?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
asking that you
Yes, sir.
do some...
We have
is
just
it fumigation or what?
No, we now hindi na nakukuha sa fumigation, sir. Ini-inject na yung mga ugat. Talagang may sakit na eh. Dahil the weather, nahihilo pati yung trees.
Okay. Do you have the
Yes, sir.
technology?
We have
for
the
that?
technology, sir.
You have
Our
the-
local
Yes, sir.
guys are very good at it. It's just that we don't have the money for doing it en masse.
Sige, ma'am. We will.
Sige,
Yes, sir.
kailan mo? When?
By next week, sir. By next week, magpapadala na ako ng tao.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. To end on a brighter note, I would simply like to announce that the NGCP has just informed us that they have already energized most of their main cables, and the local co-op will attempt to energize at least the hospitals tonight. The rest of the province still has no electricity at all. We still have no communications at all. Landlines or smart and Globe is intermittent. We are able, nevertheless, to communicate through Globe. And the satellite phone miraculously worked at least once when I called Secretary Lorenzana. Lastly, the windmills are back to operational capacity. Both the Lopez and the Ayala groups are now energized, as well as the call centers. The solar capacity has been diminished because of some damage in the Curimao area, but we're back to work po.
Kailan ka makailaw dito?
Di ko po alam. I don't know.
Who-
That's why we're going to ask assistance from Secretary
Who's going
Cusi.
to intervene?
Ang sabi nila yung hospital daw pipilitin ilawan south of the river of Laoag tonight.
Actually, the 3 substations are energized already, and they're now starting to power up. So this Poblacion Laoag, Poblacion San Nicolas,
That's
and
right. That's
Poblacion
south of the
Burgos
river,
and
Bob.
Bangi will be energized tonight.
Sir, to the credit of NGCP and to our local
Yeah.
co-op, the problem is that we have to do it very carefully because so many of the cables
Yeah.
are underwater and so many posts are
NG
completely wet.
NGCP energized the transmission line late this morning for Ilocos Norte, and of the 5 provinces affected by the typhoon, as of noon today, 78% already has been energized. So,
Wala pa po. NGCP lines
transmission,
lang po.
NGCP lines.
NGCP lines, pero
NGCP
not
lines,
energized pa. All of us are in the dark po.
The distribution lines are still being worked on by the cooperatives.
Thank
In
you.
your area, a partial report, there are 389 posts that were damaged. Partial pa lang po ito, no? So it might even go up. So we'll just have to see how fast we can work on this. But your cooperative said that by Wednesday this week, you'll have a lot of majority of the areas will be already powered.
Siguro naman, sir, Christmas time, mayroon na silang ilaw.
Naku no.
No, hindi naman po.
Walang ganyan.
Dalawa
ah.
pa.
Takot ka.
So, limang substation na.
The wind and solar farms, the wind farms are operating already, but
Yeah,
the
the
solar
windmill.
is down.
The windmill, but your power coming from the grid, no?
That's right.
The grid line is already ready.
Yes, Secretary Roque.
Bilang kasagutan dun sa request ni Governor Aimee tungkol dun sa assistance sa mga nawalang mga bahay, sinagot po ako nung aking ex-girlfriend na taga Pag-ibig. Pag-ibig has instant loans po from 5,000 to 40,000 pesos or equivalent to 80% of the contribution sa Pag-ibig po. Wala ho halos requirement yan. And si Attorney Clint Aranas po of GSIS also texted me. Meron din po silang calamity loan, 40K, 20K for first availment and 40K for renewals. Both GSIS and Pag-ibig assured po na minimum documentary requirements dahil ang papautang po galing sa contribution. So, mabilis po yan.
Mr. President, Mayor, that's correct po. GSIS and Pag-ibig are very happy to send us all these loans. However, COA just sent me an AOM again this week, complaining that there are too many loans extended between Habagat and this Ompong.
So yun sila, shut up.
Okay, thank you, sir. I will.
Kung makatulong siya, sige reklamo.
May AOM na naman ako dyan.
Sabi ni Duterte, shut up daw kayo.
Mr. President.
Mr. President,
Oo, may mga teacher, lubog na
Madam
sa
Governor,
utak.
in the case of the telecommunication, Globe and Smart has been doing rapid work. In fact, since this morning and up to this point of time, they have, I think, put back about 50% now of the service, no. And however, while they're pushing for the 100%, they have initiated their corporate social responsibility by having free tawag and in fact free charging of their subscribers' cell phone. No? This is going to go on, I think, up to maybe up to Wednesday, where there will be full restoration of their services. Actually, ma'am, the problem really is, of course, also associated with the because their fiber are also connected to the poles of our electricity. So if the poles are down,
Yes, that's correct, Mr. Secretary. That's why we're quite concerned because there are two call centers here that stopped operations over the weekend, and that's Accenture and Alorica po. And they're unable to start up again until the fiber optics are back and running.
yes, ma'am. We will make that as our priority, madam,
Yeah.
for the restoration
Back
of
to
the...
work po. Otherwise, yung mga Ilocano hindi
Opo.
nagno-normalize eh.
Opo.
Sige, that's why we are here to solve the problem.
Thank you.
Si General Halad, then CJ, I will hear you out. What's the situation here?
Yes, sir. What we're going to do in the next few days, sir, is to dispatch teams, interagency teams, to conduct rapid damage and needs assessment. And with that, sir, we will be able to generate the full picture of that damage here in the region, including Ilocos Norte. The Ardena, sir, will be led and organized by the Office of Civil Defense regional office here in Region 1.
Good. Jay,
Yeah, Mr. President, Governor, with regards to the shelter, we have emergency shelter assistance, no? we give 30,000 for totally damaged houses and 10,000 for partially damaged. We will just wait for your the submission of the names and the address of those people, victims of those houses that were destroyed, so that we can validate it, no? And
yes,
then
with all due respect, Madam Secretary, the cash, although it's taking much less time, takes a while to process, and also with the quantum of damage, I think GI sheets can no longer be supplied within the province. So maybe we can ask for special facilities or suppliers to come here directly.
Si Escalada na lang.
Sa Escalada na lang sa Malaki.
Siya na
Pero
lang
may
mag-contract
budget yung
sa-
DSWD.
maybe
po.
we can just talk
Malaki
with,
ang budget
with
ng
NHA, and then
NHA.
we give na lang the money.
Thank you
Okay.
po.
So for the cash for work and food for work, for cash for work we give 210 per day for 10 days. So 2,100, no, for 10 days. And then for food for work, the same. We give the food packs, no, for 5 food packs, no. 5 boxes yun for 10 days din yun. Kasi yung 1 box is equivalent to 2 days food.
Hihirit po kami, pwedeng humingi ng dagdag para sa cash for work po.
Okay lang po, Governor, but we also need, kasi makukuha din kami, we need to submit also the names of those who will be
That's no problem
working.
po.
Okay,
We'll,
so we'll just
provide
wait.
those.
Pag na-submit naman sa amin ng names, we immediately process.
Thank you.
No problem.
May representative ka dito?
Yes.
I'm sure you have. Okay.
Ano dito po yung regional?
I'm sure you guys can work it out thoroughly
In fact-
at shortest possible time.
Yes, in fact, sir, I would like to commend, in contrast to Tacloban po, we have derived full support from the DSWD, and I'd like to thank RD June Castillo, who has been extremely helpful. OCD also, Chito Castro, has been available 24/7 po. And the PNP, SAR, that were sent here, as well as the members of the 71st IB. Laking tulong po. Ibang-iba po sa Tacloban. I thought I'd have to get that in. Sorry.
Wala pa man tayo. Sila lang man yung doon. No, it's really sometimes it could be a matter of luck, but other times it's all practical. It's all practical. Tapos yung ito, if you cannot get in during or before, at least you should be here right after. That was what was utterly absent in the previous. I was there the day after. I was born in Leyte, so I felt it as yung parang moral ko na. And it was the second day. Everybody was. Ayaw ko na lang forget it. Basta tayo, trabaho lang rin.
Sir, we have the numbers to prove it naman. Tignan naman ninyo. Lakas-lakas ng bagyo, ang baba ng casualty.
No, that's what I'm happy about, actually. I was more worried of yung patay landslide. Because of that recurring memory nung nasa Yolanda ako, whenever there's a news about typhoons, a strong one, since I was there, a living witness actually, day after I flew to by chapter of Tacloban. Yung tao na first time nag-iyak ako 2 beses. Yung makita ka dyan, bata, tapos baboy, aso, tao. And you had to navigate your way because you're littered with so many dead. So practically carcass. I hope it would not happen during my time. I will hang myself there, ganun. Kung wala na, it's
Just a quick one, Mr. President.
yes,
Thank you, Governor Aimee, for making the effort to spare the schools from becoming evacuation centers and for taking care of the lolas. And so far as the damages to the schools are concerned, sa buong region,
Ma'am,
300...
ano mo konti? Para marinig ka.
I was saying, Mr. President, na sa buong region, 322 schools so far ang damage, different stages of damages. Pero sa Ilocos Norte, 110. Ngayon, ang estimate namin, dahil iba't ibang stages din of damage, mga 117 million. I myself believe it is a bit understated. Kasi mayroon talagang mga totally destroyed. But what is special, I mean, I will not say special, but I will say what is different about Ilocos Norte is that you have 80 schools which are flooded. And so this leads to the next problem of the books, the learning resources, the computers, the equipment for your tech book, your beautiful tech book building, and your senior high school buildings. That is where we will probably have to do a lot of catching up. Pero may mga buffer stocks naman, but we will send a team really to come here. Oo. Kasi it's not just repairing the schools, it's not just cleaning them up, it's the equipment inside for the high schools. Kasi mga computers, mga microscopes, libraries, and so on, nababury sa mud. And you have 80 schools in that situation in this province. Thank you, Mr. President. We're doing our best.
Secretary Doke, sir.
Of schools, may I put in a word also for CHED to please assist MMSU. All the buildings are uninhabitable in all the campuses, and as a result, I'm not able to resume classes for all faculties.
No, they will have the priority when they come in. Si Escalada ang ano mo dyan, I'll tell him to fly.
MMSU po.
Okay. Yes, sir.
President, thank you, and Governor Aimee, good evening. I just wanted to find out from you if the PhilHealth reimbursements are on time for your provincial and district hospitals, because I haven't heard any feedback with regard to the reimbursements.
Some reimbursements, but last I saw, they were a little bit delayed and there were a lot of protests. You see, we had problems previously with a lot of scams in PhilHealth in this region through private clinics who declared malaria epidemics and other such fantasies. So we've been penalized. So as a result, medyo natatagalan na ngayon. Sobrang ingat yata nila.
Yeah, but under the circumstances, would like to reassure you, Mr. President and Governor, that we'll make a quicker turnaround time for your reimbursements.
Yes, thank you.
Provided that the documentation is complete.
Thank you very much. That would be really helpful. We have the longest living Filipinos here in Ilocos Norte. They are 6 to 7 years older than Filipinos elsewhere. And as a result, we need our hospitals. We love our lolas po.
Would hear the homegrown favorite son of Ilocos Norte.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm very happy to report that we have zero casualty here, and really indication of the anti-disaster consciousness of the Ilocanos, especially from the Ilocos Norte, with the leadership of the governor. And I was talking to some of the mayors a while ago, and they were they are here, and really they were very happy that this really a serious casualty is a record. This record. Thank you very much. And, however, Mr. President, I'm very. I would like to report that something happened in Antamok in Itugon, wherein about 40 small-scale miners were buried. However, 7 were retrieved, and only 1 survived as of now. And I'm planning to go there early morning tomorrow to find out if we can still recover this missing, this 33 missing. And also, I would like to say that that area was supposed to be the site of the Benguet Consolidated Mining. This used to be a big mining company wherein they stopped operation in 1997. and they are undergoing rehabilitation. However, because of the presence of gold in that area, there is small-scale mining. And several months ago, I started the anti-small mining operations in Baguio. And I went to this area, and I offered that area supposed to be a binahang bayan kasi ang dami po no umaasa doon. However, there were some difficulties of the indigenous people to give way to their properties. So hindi nagsucceed muna yung kanilang minahang bayan. The purpose of this minahang bayan, Mr. President, is supposed to be to have a better regulation and better supervision of these small-scale miners. Katulad po nangyari ngayon, they have tunnels in this mining company. May tunnel sila doon. Doon sila nakistay rin sa labas ng tunnel na yan. Then doon na nila inaano yung ball mills nila doon. Nang nag-umulan ng malakas because I think the strongest rainfall was registered in Baguio. Supposed to be 500 millimeters. Siya na pinakamalakas eh. So we were expecting really na malakas ang ulan sa Baguio. However, di na sila sumunod mga ito because there was already issued for them to be ejected in that area, pero they refused. I'm going there tomorrow and to find out if we can still do something about this.
For the benefit of and the residents of Ilocos Norte, I am hell-bent to stop destructive mining in the Philippines, and Si Roy, I have tasked him. That's why he's in also in the cabinet. I have great trust in him. The open pit mining must stop. Alam mo, if you go to Mindanao, para mga tansan, yung takip ng coke, para nakaganon. And if you can fly just three taps, makita mo talaga. It loosens the earth because mag-deposit ito yung tubig. So the underlying peripheral communities are always in danger. And anywhere you say basta yung open pit mining, wala nang kahoy ang ano. I pity my country. And if I do not decide really to stop it, although we're earning 70 billion sa taxes sa mining. But if you compare it with the destruction and on the long term, our children will suffer. Mining has stopped. And if I cannot stop it during my time as president, nobody can. Because it's big business and the pressure is just too great. Ako naman, I have only one thing in my mind. It's really to protect my country. Period. Wala akong agenda dyan. I do not want to talk to them. I said, nandiyan man si Roy, he knows how to, maybe, I said they can go to Australia or countries where they have a different style of extracting the whatever is in the bowels of the earth. They can do it, but not the way it is being done today because I said it will it would result in a perdition for the country. Ako talaga, it has to be, I think, this year. Although, in the process, we lose plenty, 70 billion, but that is, if you compare that money, we can always get it somewhere else. All we have to do, and I said, even if you can only stop graft and corruption, this country will never improve, mind you. If you cannot stop graft and corruption and there is no law and order in this country, we would be still second to the last, or maybe Bangladesh would outpace us. Remember I said we have always been into self-flagellation. Parang kinocrucify natin ang Pilipino for So, pati yung mga anak natin, they are wondering what is so sorely lacking in the character of the Filipino. Well, in a way, meron, but graft and corruption is prevalent even in the lahat dyan. Malaysia, kita mong Prime Minister doon. Lahat yan mga corrupt. Pero itong atin kasi, right after the war, there was this massive rehabilitation and everybody was working on their natural resources initially because yaman ang capital. There was a destruction all over. If there is one thing that God did not give us, but give it to somebody else, somebody else's pocket, kasi wala tayong oil eh. So oil runs almost all. Lahat ng kaharap mo dito is a product of oil. It's because the machines that makes this thing, this glass, this book, everything comes from the machines being run by oil. Kung wala kang energy, wala kang ilaw, wala lahat, di wala kang magawa. And it took us time to catch up because as they were going up, because they have that resource, we were also going down correspondingly. So we should not be really be hard on ourselves. Maybe we should be kind to the Filipino. Yan lang kasi, wala tayong oil. Kung may oil tayo ng Brunei, matagal na tayong mayaman, sa totoo lang. Even with graft and corruption, just like the countries there, I cannot mention, huwag na natin pabain. We do not want to hurt feelings. Even if corruption, tataas pa rin tayo because oil is really much of our daily life. Yan ang nakawala sa atin. Now, if we do not do anything, yung mayroong tayong resource, not oil, but mining, anak ko ng puta. Mining naman, nagpunta ako doon sa Cebu, sa Alegria. I was the first to Secretary ko sa Energy. I was proud to no end to see the gas sprouting and creating the fire. So, para akong, it is not after all a bad thing, but sana marami ang ganun sa Pilipinas para we can do so much money that we can do from the savings if we have the oil. Even for the Philippines only. Huwag na yung mag-export pa tayo. Let's use it for our country. So yan lang those are my lamentations actually of tapos itong corruption. Alam mo ganito yan eh. It starts big. This almost a celebration. Oh, this is the project, ganon. Tapos putang ina 4 months after, nandoon na sa ombudsman ang kaso. Anak na. Every grand opening, whatever it is, it's bullshit because maya-maya nawala na yung yung kagayong nakaraan. I could not, hindi man nangyari sa aking panahon. So wala akong maituro. Except yung mga department na talagang ninakaw nila. But itong mga projects sa strain, magbibili ng mga coach na bago, only to find out na hindi pala magkasya doon sa release, yung release maliit, malaki yung malapad yung putang ina. So those are the things that we really waste because of corruption. Kung dito nangyari yan sa akin, wala. Resign lahat. Hindi na ako magtagal. Yung gano'n na mga train na hindi pala magkasya doon sa putang inang Pilipino talaga. So, kung actually
LRT1 ng mami ko.
Yun pa.
Na umaandar pa.
Alam mo, ang tatay mo may iniwan. Nanay mo may iniwan. May building, may mga cultural center. Yung lahat ng dumaan, wala. Ako, wala rin akong ayaw ko kung anong ako bahala na ba? Wala akong magawa, sir. Basta ako, straight lang lahat. If I can only stop corruption in government, that is the only thing that I can do or will do or must do. Okay na sa akin yan. Kasi, because, I've been mayor for 23 years sa Davao. Kita ko talaga yung ano. Kaya kung hindi ko ganunin, puta, sapakin mo, sampalin mo, sipain mo, hindi talaga maginto. So, talagang cruel ako. Wala akong pinapalusot. Sampal, sipa. Hinahamon ng barilan, mabutit na hindi lumaban. Ang iyang pong nulaban, papatong patayin ako ngayon. Putang inang buhay na to. Baka di kita niya man yung Davao. Ngayon, sabi mo, kaya lang may bagong regime na ngayon, alas 12 sa Davao, tayo para ng Birnis Santo. No, kawawa. Sabi nga nila, they are longing for my return. Pinapahirapan daw talaga nila sa babae. Tagapaway naman dyan by affinity.
Ay, gusto ko yun. Gusto ko yun si Mayora.
Ano yan, talagang tarantada talaga yan noon pa. Kaya sabi ni mo na binugbog yung sirip, hayaan mo yan mo. Marami pang dadating dyan, tingnan mo. Kaya si Inday, alas 12 sa Davao wala, sarado lahat. Wala kang makitang tambay. Makita ka lang tambay convenience store. Pero yung magtindig-tindig siya, wala kang makita. Walang problema. Walang pasahan ng drugs. Iba naman si Inday. Ako magsabi putang, patayin mo yung nagsisira ng bayan ko. Si Inday, iba ang style niya. Bakit buhay pa yung putang inang yan? Mahilig itong pulis dali, di ba? Dali ron. Ito, picture taking. Hindi, ayaw niya yan. Pag na, ma'am, ito na, putang ina, bakit buhay pa yan? Well, that is how it is. Iwan ko. Ako, talagang kaming mga original na Bisaya. Pero, Maranaw ang lola ko. My mother is half Maranaw. Pero ako, I identify myself as a Cebuano. Yan ang tatay ko. So,
Ano daw? Pareho sila ni Tommy, Cebuano.
isa pa yung putang ina. Kunan mo yung pulis ng patrol car. Kunan mo ang pulis ng baril. Ang class. This guy must be crazy. Pupunta doon sa presuhan tapos iparelease yung mga nahuli. Those arrested by the police, he demanded the release. Pailan mo ng kaso. May mga ano talaga, mga Bisaya, may ganon rin. Yung di mo maintindihan yung utak. Mga gago. Pero,
Sir, half Bisaya ako.
half malang. Talagang kaya napundi ako eh. Yung, ano ba tawag dyan sa inyo? Gidaog-daog? Ano ba yung tawag sa inyo? Daog-daog? Api-api ba?
Api-api. Oo.
Hindi sa kanya pwede.
Really? May itlog, di ba?
Pero ito yung masarap, yung ito yung masarap. Hindi, yung masarap na ano tawag dyan ulit?
Pagkaon mo anak. Ihapon na lang kung ano, yung pinakamalapit. Busado talaga. Hindi, sige sir. Sige sir. Sige lang dia po, sige lang. Kuha pa. Ayaw ko na ito, ang kain ng panada na.
Don't open. Boom. 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 Don't open. Don't open ito.
Si Papa.
Tawagan, pagalitan mo. Sigawan
Hindi
mo.
aga-aga.
Murahin mo. Ano yan? Mayor. Akala niya yung businessman niya.
Doon nakatingin ako dito, nagbisita ako. Nagbisita ako dito. Noon.
Sa Manila?
No, tatay mo yun.
Ito, ulit tayo na lang. Ito, ulit tayo sa panglan. Oo nga. Hindi lang sumusunod. Oo, diba? Commit nila na walang maghintay. Well, hindi